Hello, everyone. How's your day? I hope it's good. Today we have a couple stories from our slash today, I F up, or TIFU for short, where we have strict parenting gone a little wrong.
Today I F up by having my phone on my lap while texting my friend on Discord. For some context, I, 14F, have parents who have rather unreasonable rules surrounding making friends online. They say that I can't talk to people online, not including making posts on social media and comments, because stranger danger, which is the completely rational and reasonable part of their rules. The part that isn't, however, is that even if there is 100% proof that the person is who they say they are around my age and not a creep, they say that I'm still not allowed as their parents could be bad people, and they don't know their parents so they can't determine whether they're decent people or not. I'm also currently being homeschooled now, and my family live in poverty, so we don't really have the money to go anywhere where I could meet friends in person. Now on to the fuck up. I met a friend who I'll call X almost 4 months ago, 110 days specifically. We met over me joining a Discord server discussing a book, and we both recognized each other from Tumblr. They quickly became my only friend. With my parents' rules, as much as I wanted to tell them I'd made a friend, out of excitement, I didn't because I knew they'd nip it in the bud. Well, tonight, around 2:30 a.m., due to time zones, they were streaming them playing the horror game Mouthwashing for the first time over Discord. X had just finished the game and was getting ready to log off for the night, as it was 6:30 p.m. for them and they had some stuff to do. I'd had my phone flat on my lap, as A, I was watching them play, and B, I didn't think my parents would be awake. I'd been on mute the whole time as I get nervous about talking, in case my parents hear, and my anxiety, so I'd open the DMs to say an early goodnight and to thank them. Unknown to me, my father had snuck into my room and had jumped on my bed, hoping to scare me or something. I'm not quite sure what his aim was exactly. He saw the DMs open and asked who I'd been talking to. I said it was some person on Discord live streaming a horror game to me, of which was the truth. I just left out the bit about us being friends, of which he responded by mumbling an okay and leaving the room. I explained what had happened to my friend, said my goodnight, and went to go talk to my father. When I spoke to him, he made me swear that I wasn't up to no good, which is his way of saying that I wasn't chatting to people online. I said I wasn't, and that I'd just been thanking them for streaming the game to me. However, he didn't seem very happy with my answer. The problem is that now I've got a very high chance of my dad blocking Discord from my phone, and probably looking through it too. The big problem with my dad looking through my chats with X is that we both have very NSFW humor and occasionally NSFW conversations, and we've sent each other NSFW images of characters poking fun at them. I know I will absolutely be brutally murdered in cold blood if my parents find these. TLDR, my parents have an unreasonable no online friend rule. I, 14F, made an online friend behind their back as I have no friends IRL, and my father caught me with my DMs open, and now he might see the NSFW humor between me and my friend if he chooses to look through my phone. This will also mean either way, looking through my phone or not. If he chooses to, he will block Discord, and I won't be able to talk to them anymore.
That's definitely a tricky situation to be in. It sounds like you're in a tough spot where you're feeling isolated and without a lot of social outlets, and your online friend has been a big support for you. But your parents' rules make it difficult for you to maintain these friendships. For now, it might be helpful to be prepared for the possibility that your dad could look through your messages. If you're able to, you could delete any conversations or images that might cause issues if you were to see them. Also, maybe consider changing your settings so that notifications or messages don't pop up directly on your screen.
Today I F up by taking a prank seriously. After I came home from college, I, 18F, was calling my best friend when I ended up getting a string of texts from an unknown number that kept asking where I was and claimed that I had something I wasn't supposed to have. Initially, I laughed it off and played along, thinking it was my little half-sister on one of her friends' phones trying to prank me, when the number kept calling me. I kept declining because I wanted to talk to my friend, but she told me that it would be fine if I answered since the person said they'd explain everything over the phone. The person who answered sounded like a 30-something-year-old man. He told me his name and said he liked to stand on business, but the voice was so hard to understand that I got impatient and hung up. I called my friend back and told her it wasn't my sister, but some guy who had the wrong number. Finally, the unknown number texted me, so you think this is funny? You don't know how dangerous we are. Answer the phone or else. I know where you live. I roll my eyes at this point. I'm home alone, since my mom just left to go to the store with her boyfriend. So what happens next disturbs me to the point that I'm nearly paralyzed with fear. The person asks, "You live near, restaurant name, in my town's name, right? With your mom's name?" "Yeah, I've been watching you, my name. And I know your little sister too, half-sister's name." I freak out and call my mom, suddenly unable to leave my room because I'm actually thinking that someone is stalking me. I ask my mom if she knows anything that's going on, to which she says she doesn't, but that she's on her way back to the house. Her BF is in the passenger seat telling me to barricade my door in case someone breaks in and tries to go into my room. I begged my mom not to hang up, just as I hear something in the kitchen. I lock my door and remain nearly frozen, save for me texting my best friend, my BF, and another friend to let them know what's going on. I block the unknown number out of fear they'd reveal more personal information about me, to me. Plus, the name that the person supposedly had was, coincidentally, the name of a guy that my mom used to know back in the day who was convicted for doing something awful to his daughter. I hear something in the living room again, and finally my mom and her BF come home. Her BF checks around the house, and my mom takes my phone, looks through the messages while I explain to her what's going on, and finally, she calls the local police department. They tell her they can't do anything, since a threat hasn't explicitly been made. I panic slightly, and then my mom calls my dad and asks him if he knows anything. My dad tells her that he had literally just given my little sister a phone, and that the number belonged to her. He then complains that he can't trust my sister to be responsible with anything, but tells my mom quickly that he has to go since he's out with some folks. That's all it was. A freaking prank. The noises in the living room were from one of my cats. The name that my sister had randomly chosen to prank me with was merely a coincidence. Yet I worried my friends, my BF, my mom, her BF, and myself by not using my brain. My mom had called the police. All over something that I should have just trusted my instincts with. My mom was livid, saying that she's angry with my dad for not paying closer attention to my sister and giving her a phone when she acts out the way she does. She goes back to the store with her BF, and there I'm left embarrassed. I let my friends and my BF know it was all a prank and that I'm just a paranoid idiot. My best friend told me that I need to try and get back at my sister soon, but my mom says that none of this was funny. TLDR, I freaked out over a prank that my prank-obsessed sister, who had just gotten a new phone, pulled on me, pretending to be a stalker who knew where I lived, and I called my mom home. My mom ended up calling the police, before my dad revealed that it was just my little sister, before frustratedly taking her brand new phone from her.
Wow, what a roller coaster of emotions. Your reaction is totally understandable given how intense the prank was. It sounds like your sister took it way too far, especially since she was posing as a stalker and using real details about your life. It would be hard not to feel scared in that situation, and it's only natural that you want to make sure you were safe. The fact that your mom got involved and even called the police shows just how serious the prank ended up feeling. It's good that your friends and boyfriend were there to support you through such a scary moment.
Today, I F up by verbally expressing my discomfort. Okay, first thing to know about me is that I am socially a dumbass. I cannot, for the life of me, function in social interactions. I'm terrible at talking to people, and I don't know, I always just seem to drown with anything social. I also would like to make it known that, for whatever reason, lately I have been extremely motion sensitive. Meaning that, out of the blue, riding in the back seat of a car feels like being on a roller coaster for me. Okay, so today I hire an Uber to run me up to the post office. Simple. For anyone but me, sad face. Right off the bat, the car starts moving and I feel that horrible feeling of my stomach dropping. I panic. I don't know what to do, and unconsciously I end up making whimpers of pain noises. And as I do this, I'm pretty sure my driver thinks I'm insane because when she slows down or stop, I'm completely fine and stop doing it. And then what do? Instead of doing the sensible thing and explaining that I am car sick, can you please slow down? No. Forget reason and logic. How stupid that I would even dare to think that. No, what I do instead is apologize and then say I'm getting over a cold. Am embarrassed? Yes. Am I feeling stupid? 100% I think above, although I just feel sad that something as simple as my errand can wind up being a complete disaster when it should just be so easy. TLDR. I can't handle motion anymore, and when I tried to go to the post office, I ended up making whimpering pain noises.
It sounds like a really rough experience. Motion sensitivity can be super intense, and it's understandable that you might feel self-conscious about how you reacted in the moment. Honestly, given how uncomfortable you were feeling, it makes sense that trying to explain it mid-ride felt like too much, especially if social interactions already feel challenging for you. But not gonna lie, it is quite funny.
Today I F up by treating myself for lice. This one is fairly straightforward. Yesterday, while at Goodwill, my wife unexpectedly put a hat on my head. As a hypochondriac, this made me quite nervous. This morning, I woke up with an itchy head, so convinced I had lice that I didn't bother checking. I gathered every hat and hoodie in the house, washing them in hot water. Once they were done, I went to the store and spent $100 on a lice treatment, new sheets, pillowcases, comforter, and more. Upon returning home, I started treating myself for lice. After letting the special shampoo sit in my hair for a bit longer than necessary, being extremely careful when washing it out, and meticulously combing through my hair with a fine-toothed comb, I spent over an hour of my time. Anyway, I've come to the conclusion that I didn't have lice. TLDR, I spent $100 and my whole day treating myself for lice that I didn't have.
For anyone with a tendency toward health worries, it sounds like you went into full lice defense mode, only to end up realizing that the whole ordeal was for nothing. The mental toll of thinking you might have lice is often enough to make anyone itchy. At least you've got some extra clean hats, fresh bedding, and a good lice treatment on hand now, just in case. If nothing else, maybe it's reassuring to know you're super prepared for any future lice scares. And also a cool story to share with the internet. Thank you to everyone who reached this point. You're the best. If you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing.